Hi and welcome to Wee Gems. Well, let's think about this one. We are what we eat. What a lot of bollocks. We're not what we eat. We're not what we eat at all. We are skin, bone, muscle. We are blood, plasma. There are many chemicals that run through our bodies. We're organs. Skin is one of our organs. So we're not what we eat. But it was a great phrase to guilt people into losing weight. But we are what we consume. And I don't just mean here. We are what we consume when it comes to these two eyes that see, our seeing sense, these two ears that hear, our hearing sense, this tongue that tastes, our taste sense, this feel that we have, our fingertips, whatever we feel. Our senses are what takes in the consumption. So it's not just as easy as food. And you've got to think, well, why would Mags Bell know anything about this? Well, let me share Mags Bell of old. This is Mags Bell. And as you can see, there's more weight around the face. There's more weight around the neck. There's more weight around the shoulders. To be honest, there's very few photographs I have of my whole body. And although I wasn't necessarily thinking about how many photographs have been taken of my whole body, I would say subconsciously that's to make sure that you didn't see me. You didn't actually see the whole of Mags Bell. And as much as I might not have consciously thought it, subconsciously I was obviously hiding. And I honestly went to have a look for some photographs and I couldn't find many at all of when you've got me. Now, to have me as full length, you can easily say, well, I can easily make the story that I'm the one that usually takes the photographs. And I am, because you can see two of these are actually selfies. So I do, if I'm taking photographs, it has to be selfies of myself and others. And very rarely does someone else have a camera and take of me. So it could be really easy for me to follow in the story of, well, I'm the one taking the photographs. That's why you don't see very many of me. But I believe that subconsciously I was hiding behind. So I do know what it's like to have weight on me and clinically obese, because although I moved away from having that much weight on, I still am clinically obese at the moment. And I have some visceral fat around, which is the stuff that kills us, the stuff that does the damage. So I'm on my way down again. And I'm on my way down from being a certain weight to now going down in weight. And how am I doing it, you may ask? Well, I'm being very particular about what I'm consuming. What I'm consuming. So yes, it is to do with the food. Yes, it is to do with me actually now exercising. And I do that 3 times a week. And my coach Will is absolutely fantastic. And I am careful about what I'm eating now, and I'm eating more healthily, and I do some fasting. So is it to do with what I eat? Yeah, it is. But it's also to do with what I consume. And that consumption can come from what I'm telling myself. For many years, I've worked on the inner critic, both for myself and helping clients with that inner critic. And I can tell you right now, it's the inner critic that causes a lot of our issues. Because when we are consuming with our eyes the magazines that tell us how we should look, when we look on Instagram, when we look on Facebook, when we look anywhere that has photographs and pictures, most people are just trying to portray what looks good. Now, to be honest, those photographs that I had up, they were me looking good. Or so I thought. But I now look at them and I can see a woman who's carrying a lot of weight. And the reason that I was carrying that weight is that I had very little love for me. It's the reason that we do everything that's detrimental to us. So I had to relearn. Now, I lost 16 kilograms, which is around about 2.5 stone, about 5-6 years ago. And I kept it off for about 4 of those years. And then it slowly crept on. And I remember having a goal, because they always say have a goal in mind for doing it. And I did have a goal. And I reached it for that goal. But the biggest problem, and this is what comes with putting weight back on, I hadn't really delved down to the loving of me. So slowly but surely it crept back on. And if we're very diligent about love for me, leading the best life for me, then it honestly becomes easier, because I now review what I'm putting it into my body, both on a food level, on an exercise level, what I'm feeling as I'm doing, on a nourishing of my mind level, of taking care of what goes in here and goes in here, and the not reacting to those things. Because when it comes to putting weight on, we tend to do it either as a punishment to the person, which is never really a punishment to the person who said or done, or I've seen them do what they did to me, so I'll eat and show them. Or it tends to be, I can't believe they done that to me. Or even, whatever they've said that's gone in here. I cannot believe they've done that. So I must be really awful. I must be, and this is the inner critic, right? So I'll eat more. So it isn't the actual what we eat, it's what we consume, which includes what we're putting in there. But it's way more than what we eat. So we are what we consume. And the sooner that we learn to consume everything beneficial to us, the easier weight loss is. Now, so far, I'm down 10.5 kilos. Now, I'm not looking for you all to go, oh, well done, Mags, that's great. No. This is, I'm doing this for me. This is the part you've really, really got to get. I'm doing this for me, no one else. But I'm truly doing it for me, because I'm not doing it for an event that's coming up, that I want to be a certain size or shape or whatever. I'm doing this for me and my body, because my body deserves me to look after it, because it looks after me 24/7. And that's the bit, when you really grasp what this body, this human body is doing, it comes into alignment with that spiritual being that is already in there. Because it would never feed me all sorts of shite up here. Right? And it's definitely not going to feed in here shite. So it's up to me to look at what tastes good, what actually looks good, what, when I listen to it cooking, sounds good, and what feels good when it goes in. Right? So I need to take responsibility for that, full responsibility. And in my LeadingME, I have a Venn diagram that talks about the behaviour, whatever behaviour you're demonstrating, followed by the awareness, then responsibility. That's the Venn diagram. But to get from the behaviour, and that can be good behaviour, or what you deem as good behaviour, but behaviour that's benefiting you. And that awareness is, this is benefiting me, this is really good. And that, the inner intersection of that is all about becoming aware, which is usually either through learning or through feedback. That's the two ways that we get to that awareness. And then to get to the responsibility part, to take full responsibility, we need to come in here and accept it. Because we can have great feedback from people and bring us into awareness, but we can ignore that awareness. So, and when I relate this to weight, and those people who do have issues with weight will totally get this. People can say to you, oh, you're looking really well, but you actually don't think you are. So they bring an awareness to you. They're bringing, your behaviour is this. You've stopped eating certain things, and I'm not, to be honest, I am not an advocate of stop eating whatever that thing is. I think everything in moderation is good for us, right? So I haven't actually blocked anything out of my diet, but what I do is portion size, and I do fasting, and I keep an account of what I've been eating, so that I don't pretend that I've hardly had anything, when in actual fact, you've had quite a lot. And I know I'm like, you think you've not had, but then when you tot it up and you're like, wow. So I do monitor what I'm taking, but I'm then don't go, well, I can't have that. Well, no, that goes against this head brain. If you say don't or you can't, then you're in there. So I'm not a big believer in stopping food groups. I understand how certain food groups work within my body, absolutely, but I don't advocate stopping them completely. Unless you are, and this is me, right? This is me talking about me. But for you, it could be you are allergic to something that's not good for your body. So by all means, you could say carbs are not my best friend. Well, I don't cut them out, but I don't take anywhere near as many as I used to take. Right? And I'll take, rather than a big slice of bread, I'll take a small. So it's the simple carbs for me that isn't great for my body shape. So I'm aware of that. If I become aware of it, but then I have to accept it, and then I take full responsibility that if I'm going to take a carb, I won't necessarily expect to lose 3 kilos that week. Right? That's just living in la la land. But I can lose every single week, and I do lose every single week. And I believe I'm going to lose every single week. So guess what? I lose every single week. It is that easy. But the difficult part is, what are you consuming? So when it comes to the consumption of all sorts of things that make you feel bad, so you have to go and raid the cupboard. So I'll watch more of that. People that, when they say to you, you're looking good, and you won't accept that, right? You won't then take responsibility for feeling good or looking good. Right? What someone else says about you to you is up to you whether you take it or not. However, when you actually become aware of something that, is fed back, that could be beneficial for you to change that behaviour, that's when you really need to come in with acceptance on that, and then You've got this. I will take full responsibility. So me, I've stepped into Leading Me and taken full responsibility for this body that looks after me every single day, 24/7, right? How amazing is that? So why shouldn't I love what this does for me back by taking care of what I'm eating, what I'm consuming, right? So I thought I would share it with you because I've certainly helped people to understand more over time what that means as far as loving self, to be able to drop whatever you need, but not necessarily having this goal at the end that as soon as you get to that goal, it feels good and I feel much better and it's so much better to have this weight off, and then you start building that back on. I'm talking about long consistency because it's all about loving here. So we're not what we eat, we are what we consume. If you get any comments you want to pop down, feel free. Everyone's allowed an opinion on this channel. I don't have any qualms about opinions. I just ask you not to be abusive. There is absolutely no need, because this is a channel of each other loving each other and supporting each other. But if I can help in any way, just pop it down below, and I'll come back to you. If you like what you're hearing, then subscribe to the channel, because I'd love to have you along this tribe, so that together we grow, together we make things happen, and we make good things happen for all of us. So stay true, stay you, and keep bringing out your brilliance. See you soon. Bye for now.